So we're a little too cocky right now, or at least, at the minimum, a bit overconfident, and it almost ruined us. So we're going to take a step back. We're going to figure out how to chill the heck out and not be too forward thinking, as it were. Welcome everybody back to Humankind as we continue our trek as the Norsemen in the Bonny update in Oceania DLC. We are in second place. We're behind, who are these guys? The Tiano? Oh, there we go, San Lorenzo. So that we are, we could go east, young man, to try and find them and see what we can't do against them. In the last episode, we did almost get burned by going after Byblos and not having our actual seafaring, which is what we need to go after. So we're gonna go after heavy infantry. I'm gonna do seafaring next, so that way we do get our Langskip, which is going to allow us, if I'm reading this correctly, replaces those land units and makes them into a naval transport that is actually pretty daggum deadly. Not to mention it gets us a great fish market, which is 4 money on a harbor, 5 money per naval route, and allows us to get our cogs, which is a great boarding vessel, which is really, really nice for us to have as well. On top of that, we got into feudalism. Let's not get into feudalism yet. I'd rather get into theology because that allows me to get a +1 city cap. Then I can get into that, or yeah, we'll do feudalism, chivalry, because that is a requirement, and then military architecture. From there, we could do guilds, but we aren't really utilizing it that much to where we need travel between one city or another. Now, as I mentioned over here, we're in second place, excuse me, I wish I could talk. And as you can see here, we're in the 3rd era and we have all of our stars. Whereas even in first place, despite them being 1600 score ahead, they only have 2 stars. So we're gonna work on keeping things chill and figuring out what we can do. See if we can't nab our militarist star, fill that out, our science star. We could easily get our agrarian star as well. What else could we shoot for? Maybe a builder star if we really, really worked on it. And then aesthete star, I feel, is somewhat realistic, everything considered. But anyways, if we go back to where we were when we last left off, we are going to assault this independent peoples, because that's going to give us a great way to focus on... Oh, I can't go there? That's fine. We'll end the round there because it's going to give us our military stars, which is what's going to be what we're going to work on, like I just said. So a simple, efficient round that lets us work on all the things that we need to work on, while also getting the greatest number of units on board. Is this someone that can come in? It's not. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I don't exactly know what that decision was about, but that's okay. I actually don't know that we can attack them. We can't. That's all right. Let's go ahead and kill those guys so we can come up and take that, move our spearmen here, and we're still no good. That's fine. They'll ruin themselves there. Boom. Agrarian star's been unlocked. We've lost 4, or they lost 4 units, which is getting us darn close to our next militarist star. Now, of course, we don't want this because that's going to cause a huge hit to our city cap. I will say, however, that I'll just, spend 4 turns or something doing that. The next turn we'll go in and wreck it. Now, over here, this regiment, we're going to name this, the Nexus Army. Simply because I can work on doing that for our members. And we're going to name this one Paul, the Army of Paul. That'll be great. And to be quite frank, I can't remember the last one, the other supporter. Let me look it up real quick. Now, on to Byblos, we have Awakened to Fury. Long story short, forced laborers are no stranger to untimely death, but there's been a lot of them lately. Some think our work is cursed here, whether it be a jealous god, a vengeful spirit, whatever it is. So we can sacrifice by sacrificing a unit on Byblos, which would give us fanatical, which is actually a really good thing. We could go with punish, which gets locked down. We don't really need that. Plus, it wrecks our industry, so we really don't want that. We could placate, which gets us stability. We don't need stability whatsoever. If we looked in on Byblos, well, I guess we probably do. But I think it's going to be trending up towards it. So we're going to go fanatical. That's going to allow me to be a little more authoritative and push the religion there. So that's going to be a good thing overall. Yeah, we're at peace, but I really don't care about them whatsoever. We'll be pretty hunky-dory. Now, as for, I guess you could call it my next victim. I don't really want to say next victim per se, but I do have to think about the future and what it entails for all of us. And I think I could get down to the 9th, which are the Carolans, the Polynesians, excuse me. We could go and subjugate them. I don't know how big their empire is over here, but judging by their fame points, it's not a lot. Ideally, I want to cow the Taino. And so that may be kind of our next direction, to be very, very blunt. If I could launch a nice invasion army that direction, I think that would be the cause. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and demand trespassing. Perfect. That's what you get. And that's going to increase our war support. So we're actually going to be able to quite easily make this a war that we can get behind, basically, which is great. We need that for our subjects, and we need that to be able to, you know, if I could take San Lorenzo, yeah, there's 27 population there. That would be absolutely fantastic. Now, one of the other things we can do here is that we can get a unit of militia. That probably wouldn't be good. Yeah, we don't want that yet. We're not going to worry about it. Let's go ahead and hit the intern. Of course, a wonder can be claimed. We're going to get that pretty much every single time we hit the threshold. So what we can do is we could go ahead and see what unclaimed wonders there are. So we do have 5 of them. The Citadel of Alamut, which gives us a lot of faith per adjacent mountains. On stealth units, gives us stealth and combat bonus when ambushing, detection on administrative centers and main plazas, and then minus 25% to stealth unit costs, which would be awesome. You know, we have some great places that we can benefit from, and I don't have all of these on, which I need to have them on. We would really, really benefit from that if we put that, I don't know, somewhere, like right here. I feel like that would do a really good ways towards, if that's how it works. Yeah, I mean, unless there's a better place where we'd have more. This is actually more we would have. So that's, whoa, really? So if I'm reading this right, this would give 40 faith right here in Inkwell. That's pretty daggone bonkers, I'm not gonna lie. This gives minus 20 war support to declare formal war, 25 war support when going to war. This is 5 faith per adjacent forest or rocky forest, and faith just in general, plus 1 industry per state religion follower. That would be really good. This is 1 faith per tech, plus 20 faith, 8 science per adjacent research quarter. This just gives straight up faith and stability, and 5% additional fame gain bonus multiplier on the empire. That would be really, really good. I mean, 5% of this right here would be 550, which would be pretty amazing. I think what we're gonna do is the Citadel of Alamut. That religion bonus is just a bit bonkers. We're gonna go ahead and claim that, and admittedly, I don't think we can build it here. We would have to incorporate it into. Yeah, so it does work though. I mean, that's right there. So we need to get Inkwell in before we do anything else, which is easy enough to do. I feel is appropriate. And then we'll just hang around and wait for that to happen. But we do have to kind of make it a priority once we have this. Now that'll take a handful of turns, especially because my city cap is so high, which is what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna do that. We're gonna move Nexus over here. That's going to take a few turns. And then let's go ahead and start kind of transporting our troops over there. Actually, can we buy a prowler or an envoy? Let's get an envoy. We'll pay that cost. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get a prowler as well. Now that's going to take 5 turns, which is all right with me. But that's going to allow us to start doing a little bit of investigating to see what would happen in the future if we were to do anything. I'll counter it knowing that they won't have the ability to afford that. That's fine. And then, even though we have a lot of food, I do still kind of want to lean into that. But what we're going to do is look... We're going to do the Cloud Shrine. That works for me because that's going to allow us to build that faster, which will push more religion that way, which is also a really good positive overall. Yeah, let's go ahead and end the turn. All right, we're going to continue our trek across the ocean. And then we are going to send our envoy to go gather that leverage. We're going to go ahead and pay for this prowler and move it as well. We were able to move that away, and to be honest, there's not a whole lot of things we would want to do here anyway, so I'm not going to worry about working on that. Let's go over to here though, and the main reason is that I do see another independent peoples group, which should help us work on our military star. 2 more turns for that region, which we will end up taking over. Again, we're going to counter that because that's basically where I'm at right now. I don't need those non-aggressions. It does not do me personally any good, so why would I focus on it? Alright, so this is the Gordon, and to be honest, I can't influence them because they are in decline. So we're going to go after them the next turn, because I think we can take them on. We were able to nab that. Let's get into going into the ocean so we can start figuring our stuff out. And of course we have our prowler as well. We need more people there. Let's go ahead and heal up for that regiment. And this is where things start getting interesting because, well, I don't have enough to be able to take those guys on, but what we do need to work on is building up our emblematic things as well as just everything else, because we need these districts to be able to get those district stars. Now, these improvements would be awesome. We can certainly work on them quite a bit. And in fact, things like this, getting 15 science, that would be awesome, but we need to work on everything else. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember if Penance Seeker is something that I added in the last episode or not, but regardless, it's an event where basically we're getting a little too fanatical here, so I allowed it to happen, and as a result, unreason spreading like crazy, and we're having a little bit of fanaticism get a little more crazier. So we're gonna have to get minus 15 science for a handful of turns, which really sucks, but it's not the end of the world. All right, so the lifespan indicates that this people has 4 turns left to reign. We are going to ruin their day a little bit by shortening that just a wee bit. We're gonna go here. Interesting choices in what they chose to operate on. We can totally move and kind of defend ourselves that way. And we can quite honestly just hit a lot of things at once. Okay, I can't hit anything, but they'll come out to get me, I guarantee it. Those archers hurt a little bit. Those soldiers did not hurt really at all. That did hurt quite a bit. And those other swordsmen, yeah, we might actually be in danger of losing this unit. But what I can do is I can start flanking and start really utilizing all of the positives. So we might lose a unit, which is a bit of a bummer, I'm not gonna lie. But it's gonna allow me to be able to take these guys on a little more effectively. We're gonna end the round. We'll definitely lose. And that does hurt quite a bit. You'll see that the archers came in and tore those guys up, which is not something I actually considered. And yeah, now those chariots are really going to wreck me. I still think we're in a very positive position overall. But they are, yeah, they're going to, oh, that hurts. That hurts quite a bit. Now, we do have the capacity to just wreck a lot of people's days. I'm going to sacrifice in order to bring these guys along. Kill out those archers. I'll hit those spear or those chariot peoples. That's all we can do. There we go. So they kind of jumped on those grenades themselves. And then the chariot's going to come in, of course, and really do some damage. All right, and that's the end of the turn. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate, but we did get that military star that we are working towards, which is awesome. No, we're not doing anything of that nature. I'm just not. I refuse. It's not worth it to me. What we could do is go ahead and go after pearls. I think that was very beneficial for us because it did get us money per traders, and we do have quite a few traders overall, so I think that was definitely worth the investment for sure. Everything else is okay. Not anything we need to really write home about. Oh, you know what? We don't have the... Oh, crap. We don't have Seafaring Master yet, so that's not a smart move on our part. I have to remember that we don't have that. And then my Queen Kareems are all ready to rumble in the jungle. We're going to put them out there just a little bit. And then what we can do... I can't incorporate them yet. We're not going to worry about those. We do have to be concerned about making things more efficient in our area. And that means working on some maker's quarters, maybe some science quarters as well. Oh yeah, that's great. We have some decent money makers, but it's not going to be beneficial too terribly much. There we go. That should get us some good maker's quarters. And then we can do the same thing over here. But I do believe we do have some science that we can rock. And then we can do that there. We may get bit in the butt a little bit on that aspect. And we're going to go ahead and do an aqueduct after that because that will help us quite a bit. Fate of the Free Cities. We're not going to worry about that because that really doesn't affect us because we're just going to take over anything that basically happens. And that's good for there. All right, well, let's see if we can't wrap this round up. I really, really want to be able to move in here, but it doesn't look like that's an option. We're going to get bit in the butt. I am afraid that we're going to lose those archers, but maybe we won't. Oh, I can't reach them. There we go. That works for me. We're going to go ahead and move all the way over here because that's going to allow us to be able to take advantage of this guy. Even if we get hit here, excuse me, it's not going to be bad news bears for us overall. Because I can simply move back, move this guy up, and be able to hit him. Swordsmen are dead. And we've taken over the city, which is what we don't necessarily want. Oh, we haven't. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and head back home. We'll move there. We can sync up with these guys. So we're going to combine those guys together because we have the capacity to. We're going to move into what is neutral territory. We're going to move back here. Saves ourselves from getting wrecked on that front. Nope, the Axumites. No, we're not going to do it. No way, no how. And we're just steadily moving our armies across to be able to hit those guys more effectively. Let's go ahead and run across that part. Pretty good. So one of the best parts that I love about envoys and also prowlers is that we can move into enemy territory, and while prowlers are a little bit of a different thing, we can definitely move relatively uninhibited as an envoy. And so we can just say, hey, we are, you know, peaceful, quote unquote. Big quotations there. But what that is going to allow me to do is explore areas that I really want to try and take over. So for instance, we see that Aksum has quite a large section over here, but I really want to try and get into San Lorenzo to see what's happening and what's going on. We could poach resources. That's going to allow me to poach, what is that, sage? Not sage, is that spice? No, we're just going to continue to move on, but that is a cool aspect that we can do. We're definitely going to go ahead and fight this. If I can find where they are. Surely they'll come after me. There we go. You're coming after my great swordsman. I'm not going to be, you are not going to be able to do much to me. There we go. Nice. And I can eke through, which allows me to eke my way all the way through. All right, we can take him out pretty darn stinking easy. There's our last boyo. So we're gonna move. Can I get all the way up here? I can't, but that's okay. I'm gonna end the round there. Perfect. Awesome. Now that won't get me to my star, but I only need 5 more units. We only need 2 more science things here, 11 more people. We're working steadily. We only need 9 more to get our builder star. We're working on our leverage, but it's not going to be super duper easy. However, we can attach Inquil, which allows us to build, boom, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly what we want to do. Get that Citadel of Alamut, which allows us to get our boost for faith, which is going to be a fantastic thing for us overall. Super excited about this upcoming war and everything that we're doing. Let's go and heal up there. And yeah, I think we can move right along. All right, so we've actually met the last people group. These are the Celts. They're still in the classical era, which is a little bit of a bummer for them, I suppose. Where are they at though? They are 5th in line, so they're not too bad. However, I don't think we really need to worry about them. They are on a continent all on their own. But more importantly, I've discovered that, well, our travels may be a little more complicated than anticipated. What do we have here? I'm going to demand all. I'm going to refuse the demands here. Are we really at war? No, we're not. We're close, though. We're very close. Basically, it's okay. We'll push them to the brink. Let's go ahead and cancel the response there. All right, we're getting close. I could surprise war them, but I don't feel like that would really have a huge benefit right now. I could definitely get Aksum and maybe even vassalize them, but the kicker is that I need war support, and I can't get that war support just yet, so it's not worth pulling that trigger. Not at the very moment. However, these boyos, I guess they can get in without me having to be able to do anything to them. That's a little bit weird, but it is what it is, I guess, and we'll be okay with it. What we can do is we can certainly try and go across here. Even though we don't have an agreement with these guys, we can hope that maybe there is... Okay, there is no hope. We need to be able to find some land between here. Or we can just head back to safe shores, which is probably what we're going to do. All right, we cannot heal here, but we can totally heal. Oh no, we are fine. Okay, never mind. I'm a goofball. I goofed up. That's okay. So let's go ahead and head down here and see if maybe there is a connection between this continent and this continent. I'm going to say that there's not. but that's okay. And then we could ransack and or poach this. We could poach those resources, although it's saying that I couldn't. Okay, we're not going to worry about that then. Let's go ahead. We have more units trying. Oh, okay, there's an encampment. Interesting. Very interesting. We're going to go ahead and fight this 100%. Just gets us free units. They don't really stand a chance whatsoever. And so it is mildly humorous that they're choosing to attack. There we go. And let's go ahead and end the round there. Nice. Piece of cake. A little bit of a weird situation in which the AI just aggressively attacks. But it works for me because it gets me some free units killed basically, which is super duper nice. We need to get to land. We're gonna move over there. It's gonna hurt us. Yep, that's gonna hurt real bad. Let's get over into this section so we can forget about them. All right, so there is a bit of a land bridge here. I guess you'd call it a land bridge. It's a harbor bridge, but that does allow us access where we don't have to cross the sea. Now again, it's a little bit iffy. I'm gonna assume that this is still a much better path, and in which case all we'd have to do is take Garima, which I don't think I would really mind. What is this? What is a Fagora? That looks fantastic. I love it. And while they certainly haven't developed this a whole lot, it's better than nothing. And if I could get to San Lorenzo, then I totally would. But I don't know how feasible it really and truly is. The kicker, well, I won't say the kicker because that sounds like a negative, but it's not. We have asked them to give Norland because they basically infringed on our rights to do so. And so, as you can see, our war score is ticking rather rapidly, which is awesome, which is fantastic. We can take Axum, which shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and poach some of their resources. There we go. We're getting trespassing, and we have been revealed. But to be quite frank, I don't know that they could really do anything to us anyways. They're going to say, hey, you're doing something you shouldn't, which is fine. We will just fight it, basically, because we can. Long story short. What I do want to do is go ahead and start pushing maybe a small army to head north. And we can do that. Yeah, we could totally use some great swordsmen. Crossbowmen and some pikemen. Yeah, I feel like that's a solid range overall. So again, they're going to start working on us. We're going to start trespassing on them purposefully, and then we'll see where it goes. I anticipate another war in the future. Now we've unlocked Seafaring Mastery, which means, in theory, we discovered Seafaring Mastery, which does put us a good bit ahead. But now we have our Langship, so that way if things were to go sour quickly, we would actually be okay. We would be able to reliably use our navy to be able to force things. Now we're going to continue. I'm going to grab some influence here, or leverage rather. We're going to see what goes on here, but we do have a lot of things we need to address apparently. Okay, they left. Okay, good. Okay, no, we just discovered them. That's what it is. Okay, whew, goodness. Sweet, our war support's at 100, which is fan-flippin-tastic. You attacked my envoy. Yeah, we're gonna, I don't want to demand all yet. We have time. We're not gonna do that there. We're not gonna withdraw those demands. That's fine if that's how they want to do it. Let's go ahead and share maps. I'm actually okay with that because it'll allow me to see everything that you are. Oh wow, you have your own continent too. Well, we should be like best buddies. Yeah, you have completely your own continent. That's awesome. Non-aggression with the Marians. We have been kind of buddying up against them. Let's go ahead and share maps as well. Open borders for 450 is a little extreme, but hey, here we go. So now we can see what this involves. San Lorenzo doesn't actually look that developed.
Makes me wish I'd done it.
And it seems like La Venta may be more the place. And of course, we can't see its specifics. And in fact, it's La Venta that has all of these resources attached to it. So if we could go after those guys, that would be worth it. But I don't know that we're going to be able to. Axum is where it's going to be at. And then we'll see where we can go from there. We do have our army that's fully equipped to be able to head up north. We are going to push these guys ahead of schedule. Well, I really can't afford to wait to bring my war score up. So we are going to kind of do a risky maneuver. We're going to do a surprise war. I don't typically enjoy doing surprise wars because it is a negative factor that does hit us decently hard. But all things considered, I can take Axum very, very easily. I can probably head up north and face, ooh, hold on, let's do this. Yes, we're definitely gonna do this. We're gonna attack them. All right, good for us. Now that jumped us up a huge amount. So if we can nab them in the future, that's gonna give us above our score, which will allow us to be able to push that. We are going to not deal with those guys at the moment because it's not really worth it. Okay, so we don't need to get too hasty here. We're gonna wait till the next turn, see what happens, and see if we can't push that war score over the edge. All right, so we can hit them in battle. And the best part about this is they have to accept. They don't have a choice. And I can also get all of my troops in here where they could probably start working things in overtime. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Please and thank you. I can't hit any of those, but that's okay. We're gonna move our swordsmen. I'm then gonna move my archers or my crossbowmen, which I still can't hit them, but that's okay. The point is they're not gonna be able to do anything. We're gonna end the round. And even if they hit me up here, which is exactly what I thought they would do, we have the high ground, which puts them at a pretty daggum huge advantage. Yeah, pretty daggum huge advantage. I can't do anything there. Can I get past them? Nope. There we go. There we are. I can do that. And we're still missing an archer. There he is. Oh, nice. We can basically one-shot him with our pikemen. Nice. We got our last militarist star, which is what we really needed as a, you know, military-minded group. And, oof, they got 8,000. How are they getting so many? But that should put me over the edge the next turn. In order to not have to do a surprise war, I can actually declare war. So that actually worked out very, very well for us.
I am listening.
We'll go ahead and do humanitarian aid for the time being.
Something to make our affairs more civil?
Nope, not going to do that.
Greetings.
Not going to do that. And these guys are basically preventing us from being able to get to San Lorenzo, which is a very, very rude. Oh, wait a second. We could poach all of these resources. Oh my word. Let's poach this. We have to poach this. So is that really giving us... oh no, we have to wait until next turn. That's fine. That's not an issue. we're going to go ahead and push you to get the Citadel. And then that'll be good. Okay, so it doesn't look like that I can poach anymore. But what we can do is we can declare war. And we can start our nice, amazing invasion here. There we are. Yeah, let's go ahead and assault. We are going to manually fight this battle. That's going to be a large group of soldiers. And we get in the back door. We can at least bring soldiers back here, which is better than nothing for sure. We do have a few people that we can hit. What I want to make sure we can do is get into... Perfect. We can get into there, which gives us a huge advantage. Let's go ahead and bring those guys in. We can shoot those boyos. Get into there. That's going to be probably our biggest advantage. I'm not even going to hit those guys yet. Let's see what happens in response. Yeah, they're having a hard time. They are not having a good day. And in fact, I can hit them from behind here, get this guy, and it looks like Axum is ours right off the bat. That's a great start to the war. I'm not going to lie. You can see there, they're getting that instant hit. And we can go ahead and move right along into their other territories. Hello, thank you very much. We can go after Sidon, which I don't know if that's the last one they have or not.
Yes, greetings.
These people are afraid, which is good. These guys are hesitant. Demand. Yeah, I don't really want to get myself into protracted wars.
This proposition should be an
They want to send me an alliance. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get an alliance with them. Now, they're not the most successful people overall. They're currently 7th, but at least it gives me, you know, just some warm fuzzies inside, knowing that I'm able to push, you know, that alliance pretty well. We're gonna finally get our envoy into San Lorenzo, and we can see that here's the Temple of Artemis, so that would be very beneficial for us. La Venta is what we really want, but San Lorenzo will work as well. Now, I thought visiting foreign cities allows for both parties to gain influence. We'll see. We'll hang out here and see what happens. I don't really feel like it's good to push these guys any further. This is Hidabar. Okay, so they have some major food issues, which is surprising considering that they get a lot from districts. We're going to push all of those. And then we're going to push science afterwards, which would be pretty good. We're doing all right overall, though. All right, so Axum is ours. We simply have to head north now. And I still think we could take these guys on even without the support, but it looks like we will get diplomatic, or at least military support. Yeah, we'll be fine, because, again, they'll get reinforcements, but so do we, and I think that's just as crucial. I can go ahead and take out a unit. That's a very good start for myself. Unfortunately, I can't hit anyone else. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can hit anyone, which is a really big bummer. There we go. That'll work. Let's go ahead and head up here. We're just going to surround these guys so they can't really do much to me. Oh, snap. I didn't expect them to be able to take that. That's massive. That truly is a massive hit, because it allows me to open that door, which lets me get in here. Let's see, who would be the best to take advantage of? It's going to be that guy. But I can also move my troops where they get hit. We're not going to hit that. That's fine. I knew this would happen, and I'm okay with it, because it massively weakens them, and they're going to go after me there. This is going to be a very easy victory for us. Once again. Is that everybody? That is everybody. Boom. Nice. We conquered Cassiopeia. Oh, that's the continent. Oh, very cool. That works for me a whole bunch. So Sidon is now ours, and to be quite honest, I kind of want both of them. I kind of want to just, I mean, look at all those resources over there. Axum is nice, but it has no resources outside of some ponies. Maybe a little bit of incense. Okay, well, They're taking massive hits. They are not going to be able to handle this very well. And then what we can do, sorry, my voice is getting a little bit hoarse. Move down there to prepare for a war against the Taino, because that's going to be the only way I'm going to be able to handle them. All right, we researched feudalism, and we got the Citadel of Alamut. We can now end the war against the Axumites. And we can claim another wonder if we want to. This is a little bit bonkers, but I love it. I love it very, very much. 1 industry per state religion follower would be really good. 5 additional fame to kind of counteract the encroachment would also be good. So we're going to go and claim that one for sure. We can end the war with the Axumites. And we have enough to vassalize them plus some. So what I do want is I do want Sidon. Now I could vassalize them, or I could take Sidon. So it looks like Sidon is all of these. Wow, they really lucked out, didn't they? That's fine. Give me Sidon, and I'll force you to be a vassal.
You had no other option.
There we go. And now we get access to all of these resources. Obsidian, which is giving us a huge boost to industry. Money on administrative centers. We got more copper. We got lots of marble, which is 2 industry per worker. Which is just flagging bonkers. I mean, just absolutely nuts. So we're going to heal up there, kind of work on those boyos. We're going to push into this place as much as we can.
A gasp of wonder.
Even if we have to land,
And perhaps a pang of jealousy.
we can totally hang out here or something. I think that would be fine. But yeah, we're not going to grant freedom whatsoever. We'll be good there. They're sullen, but they're going to be our vassals pretty much for life is the hope. And then we again get basically a free city, which is too stinking awesome. Now they still get a duelist, and they can still get those other regions, but we definitely won that battle pretty daggum easy, fair and square. Do we have ruins anywhere? They wouldn't do that if there weren't ruins. There we go. And then now what do we need to do? I mean, what do we need to get going? Influence on the main plaza is a given. I think we have to wait to really be able to utilize anything else. Let's go ahead and get, we don't have stability yet though, so I don't feel like that would be beneficial. We'll get 13 food. I think that'll be good for us. Then we go over to earn Urim. Look at that, because that's what? Oh no, that's not on anything specific, but still, like, that's a huge boost to our economy. Yeah, we're gonna go and chill there. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. I messed up there. I should have grabbed the other wonder and built around this forest. We would have been able to get some boosts there. But overall, it's fine. We'll be able to push it, no problems. All right, so we've got our builder start, which is basically what we can go for last. My only concern is that if we allow the Taino to be able to do anything more, we are going to have to deal with. We're gonna have to deal with them possibly getting a faction that we really want ourselves. No, we're not gonna do that because I know you're not gonna do it. So the Celts are needy, which is fine. I have no issues with that whatsoever. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move around here again. We're kind of positioning ourselves to go on the offensive as soon as is physically possible, and kind of make our way known in that area. And the only way we can really do that effectively is through war. So we're going to place our guys here. Is that being claimed? That is claimed by Altair. Yeah, I really need to get a move on. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to progress. Now, we have lots of civilizations that we can choose from. The Inca are going to be really good for movement speed and districts against the mountains, but we don't really want to worry about that. The -25 population consumption on all cities is awesome, And their Maasai Morons are also really, really cool troops. The Maori give 30 stability per ongoing war on all cities, minus 5 unit upkeep per ongoing war as well, and then 1 combat strength per ongoing war on the unit. The paw is an awesome thing. It gives food, district fortification, and stability. It gives plus stability, which is not normal for most emblematic districts. Now, the unfortunate thing is that it gives combat strength adjacent to the district, but we would never need that. So I don't know that it would be worth it. Now, the Wakatao ignores any penalties from deep water, and after moving, receives combat strength for defense, which is awesome. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. The Swiss would be great. 100% army upkeep on non-allied units. The Reichslaffer would be a great thing as well. Caribbean pirates are interesting, but I'm definitely not going for them because we're not poaching a lot of stuff. It'd be different if we were, but we are simply not. Now, we are leaning very heavily on money and trade, so we could definitely go per money, or 1 money per population. The VOC warehouse gives plus 20 money per adjacent harbor. We do have some of those that are back to back. The Hadenosani, excuse me, would give us a ton of food. And the Rotiskin whatever those, the Rotis are fantastic units. Joseon is 3 science on tiles producing science. We couldn't really take advantage of that. I just don't know the Grand Tea House would be worth it. The Mughals definitely have a lot of industry-minded things. The Ottomans are a faction that I love because they have minus 50% on heavy weapon costs and combat strength on those. Janissaries are fantastic units, and the Sultan Kamei is a fantastic thing as well. The Poles are okay. I'm not worried about them. The Edo-Japanese would be nice. I just don't know if I want to use them. The Venetians are very interesting, but as much as I want to go with one of the newer factions, it's just not for us. I think I'm going to have to go with the Dutch. We're going to definitely go with the Dutch because that's going to get me on my way. Cartography, algebra, and optics, absolutely. All those things. So we've reached a new era. We now have the Congress of Humankind, which is going to be quite the fun experience. We're going to refuse all of their stuff. There we go. We're going to buy that. I don't know that we need horses and stuff anymore. This gives 5 science, 5 influence. We're going to propose the science. That way we can boost ourselves up even more. We're not going to scientifically correspond. And then regarding the Congress of Humankind, we're going to do founding myths. I'm going to choose this civic.
In your first voting session as president. Does it come with a ceremony?
And ironically enough, we might actually lose out on it. So I'm not sure what I have. Okay, I have natural rights, so we're going to vote that way. Which we do have a majority which are voting on that as well, which is awesome. Let's go... Okay, I'm paying for that. We don't need to pay for any of that garbage. Nice. Okay, well, we can start pushing things even harder now. We are still behind, and I really need to push on them. There's just nothing for me to really push. Do I have a full-blown war? I do. We're gonna put it into an international crisis vote and see what happens. I don't know that anything will happen. It's not gonna kill me if it doesn't, but at least it's worth to, you know, at least chill out and see if that would be a viable thing. All right, now that we do have everything established, we're working really well towards those goals. And yeah, we're going to have some seriously ridiculous things go on here. We are going to push our great mosque.
A great mausoleum has been built. Perhaps the next question is, whose body goes...
We can go and pay for that. That's fine. 4 turns instead of 13 or 14. That works very, very nicely.
The first to map the continent.
Ooh.
Others will be after your boot designs.
So no one's mapped it quite like we have. That works for me. You're not going to hear me complain. And I really think we need to work on going to war with them. However, with all that being said, concordingly vis-a-vis, we're going to do this. The wisdom of others, we can show those details. 1 science per researcher, 1 science per number of trade routes is going to push us that way, which is what I like the most. We don't need a vote on that. Plus 1% science on a holy site. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, look at that. We're almost at 1,000 per, which is awesome. What do we have going on here? I'm going to support myself. And it looks like everyone's going to go against it. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this because I have the power to. We're going to do this one little war real quick. And then we'll kind of be on our merry. Now, odds are they're going to run away. Yep. Which already gives me a boost. And we are going to definitely be able to at least take this city, although we are over our limit. I think we'll be able to get a new city soon. Supply lines gets us a new city. And we can go towards 3-mast ship. Let's take out military architecture, although we will need warfare after that. And we're going to start getting into the you know, mid to late game. But that is going to be it today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. We are well on our way to trying to catch up. And with taking out a couple of cities, I think that is going to be incredibly helpful for us and really launch us into the future to try and take over the Axumites overall. We're going to retreat from there, of course. And that is going to be it. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you're enjoying the Humankind updates. It's been a lot of fun for me. I love the potentials that we now have. Anyways, this is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. This is Havoc, and I will see you later.